Whoa, made it little. Okay, let's do a word talk. So I'm gonna write a word down and we're gonna see what we know about this rascal. So I want you guys at home to be writing them down if you can. If not, just sit up and pay good attention. So I'm gonna do this first one here. S-L-I-D is your word. What do you know about this word? You can pause me if you need to think about it. You can pause me right now if you need to code it, but I'm gonna give you a minute or two and you can play the video again when you're ready. That's what you can do, but I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So I noticed that there's a blend on the front of this word. We pull it apart when we spell it, so we sul when we spell it. We put it together when we read it, so it's sul, sul, sul when we read it. Also, I see an I who's wanting to get through the door, but he can't because the door is closed. D is blocking the door, so this is a closed syllable. That means I is going to say I, I. Let's try it. Slid, slid. Now watch, I'm going to do something that changes this whole word. It's going to blow your mind. Watch this business. It might not blow your mind. All right, now I'm adding an E to the end. Is that still a closed syllable? Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. Now it's sneaky E. The E can reach around the D, poke I, and make I say his name. And now the word says slide. So it went from slid with no E to slide with E on the end. So like a slide you go down on the playground. That's our first one. I'm going to do this one now. All right, let's look it over real good. You can write it down and code it if you need to and pause me and know what to do. All I see is a closed syllable. Ilm is between I and the end of the word, and he's closing the door on him, and I is having to say I. All right, so the word is dim. Like when the lights aren't real bright, they're dim. But check this out. When I add E on the end, suddenly he can reach around, poke I, and now it says I'm dime. Isn't that wild? Excuse me. Let's do one more. Excuse me. All I see right here is a closed syllable. The N has closed the door on the I, and now the I is saying eh, eh. So your word is in, pin. But watch this. When we add an E on the end of the word, now he can reach around, poke I, make him say his name, and now our word says pine, pine, like a pine tree, pine. So it went from pin to pine. Okay, one more thing before we go because I want to review some words. I'm going to write some words down. You do not have to write them down. You just watch me. We're going to do a quick little review from before Thanksgiving break when you guys were out so long. So here we go. We're going to do a review. All right, we've got trigraph, D-G-E. He comes after a closed syllable. He comes after a short vowel with a one-bite word. And he says j, so it's budge, budge. Remember, we put D-G-E in because no true English word ever ends with a J. So when you hear j on the end, it's usually D-G-E. It can also be G-E, like this word. E pokes A, and he also tells G, yo J, you gotta be, or yo G, you gotta be a J. So there's that one. Age, page. Same thing here. We have a blend on the end, blend on the beginning. E's poking I, making I say his name. And E is also telling C, yo C, you gotta be a S. So our word says ice, price. So just a quick review of some things you learned before the break. We're going to be doing some more, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Now, after we've done our word talk, I would like you to hop down and go ahead and read your daily words because some of these words we talked about were our daily words.